One of the fastest growing niches on YouTube is voice-only channels, where you are using your voice, editing video together, and making something that people want to talk about.
Ruslan.
All right, so there's been a lot of controversy with Jake Tran, huge YouTuber. If you didn't know who he was, he has one of the biggest, what I would call as a voice-only channel. He's seldom on camera. At the very end, you see him on camera, and it's hilarious because he's gotten called out by CoffeeZilla. They're talking about things like, hey, you're using ads of the same type of channel, of the same type of content that you're exposing, right? You're exposing crypto scams, you're exposing all this evil stuff going on, and your ads are almost exactly the same. So Jake Tran has been blowing up with his YouTube channel, but it's come with a huge amount of backlash in terms of the brand deals. But the brand deals should point to something you consider, which is, hey, there is a lot of revenue in building a channel. Maybe you're not comfortable enough to be on camera. Maybe you don't want to live stream, even though this is called Master YouTube Live. Here is an alternative approach on how you can make videos that have nothing to do with your personality and have a utility and a practical need of different topics. So we're going to look specifically at Jake Tran's, but then I'm going to show you guys two other channels that are blowing up right now across multiple niches. So let's pull up Jake Tran first, Zach, so that we kind of get an idea of what he does. And so money, power, war, crime. He saw his little outgoing thing is called Stay Dangerous. And he recently got called out by CoffeeZilla, as I said earlier. The documentaries are dope, but they're not crazy dope, meaning that it's a lot of B-roll of movies. He's not shooting everything natively. You could technically do this with like stock footage, like from ArtGrid,
Storyblocks or ArtGrid.
Storyblocks or ArtGrid. And so, let's just look at a little bit of this. And so they got like pretty cool maps.
The general gets out of his car to open
Turn
the
that down a little
garage
bit.
door. He takes a few.
Yeah, let's just skim through it. I just want to give you guys an idea of what he does. Okay, now when they start doing B-roll, they show articles, they highlight. But when they do B-roll, it's oftentimes B-roll from movies as fair use, or B-rolls from other documentaries as fair use, right? And he does these really, really deep, elaborate documentaries, and then he'll have these like hilarious ads in there that that oftentimes feel like they're highlighting the very same types of things he's exposing, which is beyond hilarious. But the dude does a great job, and this does not require that much editing, okay? Meaning that these types of videos are made primarily with a script. This is somebody, if you're a copywriter, meaning you like to write, maybe you're an author, you can write out a script, read the script, and then add B-roll as you go. Maybe you go back and you punch in some parts. So you're leaning into audio-only channels. Okay, now, this is Jake Tran. This is, as far as I know, is one of the bigger channels. I don't know if you know of any other audio-only channels, Zach.
No, I'm not super hip to my audio-only game, but I know Jake Tran for sure. And I think before he was ever on camera at the end of his videos, he was definitely voice-only. And he's even working in new voice actors into his content.
Yeah, and people and he's getting some pushback for that too. So Jake Tran, voice only. He's not on camera except at the very end. Now, I want to highlight two other channels, and I'm highlighting these channels not because they're endorsements, but to give you context of how this can work across the board. So let's go to the next channel, Zach. This is a channel called How Money Works. It's 500,000 subscribers. When I signed up for this channel, they had maybe 100,000, maybe 150,000. This is only a couple months ago. This channel is growing extremely fast, and they do things from the perspective of someone that's a Wall Street broker, he's an investment banker, not on Wall Street. He's in San Francisco. And this guy just breaks down how money works. He kind of takes a slant of more, I would say, kind of like anti-work, socialism, kind of. But he makes great videos. Same idea. He's using other pieces of content. He's repurposing them. He's writing really thoughtful scripts. And these scripts are just very well executed. He uses B-roll. I don't know if he uses movies as much, like Jake Tran does, but he does a good job with this stuff. So this is called How Money Works. Really good channel. And again, this is someone that is an expert in a specific area or really interested in a specific area, and they have a little bit of resource to put toward, and their strength is going to be in writing and coming up with copy. So he's using B-roll of movies too. And they're going to lean into using some of the resource they have, right? And paying an editor, or at the very least paying a voice actor, right? Now, I think Jake Tran was his own voice actor. I believe this gentleman is his own voice actor. But I'm going to give you guys one that this person is not using their own voice. They literally hire a voice actor. This is a channel in the Christian niche that is called Reformed Wiki 2.0. They're growing extremely fast. They are 226,000 subscribers. So shout out to them. And they do like exposed style videos of pastors. And let's look at a little bit of theirs. And their whole spiel, hold on, pause that real quick. Their whole spiel at the very top is they're trying to get more subscribers than Copeland Ministries. Kenneth Copeland, that's amazing. I was joking with Zach that we should do this with Stephen Furtick, but I don't know if, because Stephen Furtick has like 2 million subscribers and we should do the same thing. I think we should. I think it'd be hilarious. But let's watch some of their videos real quick to give you guys this again. This is another idea.
The job of a Christian pastor is to teach the Bible, which teaches the gospel of Jesus Christ. But many popular pastors teach a distorted version of the gospel that is no gospel at all, while other pastors teach the true, full gospel. Let's compare what 6 popular Christians teach about the gospel. We have some unique insights into each of these teachers, so make sure you stick around until the end. In a sermon titled, "The Power of the Blood," Joel Osteen presents the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ.
I want to talk to you today about the power of the blood. In the Old Testament,
All right, so
when
pause
Jesus
it.
hung on the
So he's using clips. Sometimes he's using B-roll. The editing is fire.
Yeah, the editing is nuts. You can tell he has more of that. He's using sound effects. He's using graphic overlays to push that story along.
Yeah, he does a fantastic job. And he's hired a voice actor. This is not his voice, because I think he's came up at the end of one of the videos before, and he does not sound this cool. He just sounds like a regular guy from like Ohio or something, right? Shout out to everybody from Ohio.
Does he use different actors?
I don't think so. I think it's the same guy.
Okay.
I think let's play another one and see what it is. Is it the same guy or not? I think it's the same guy. So yeah, I think it's the okay.
Whether you call her Sasha Fear.
Beyonce
okay, he
recently
blocked it
released
out.
her new album.
Yeah, same one.
Renaissance.
Yeah. So he blurred out Beyonce. Shout out to him. I love that graphic. I think we should do that with
That's it, huh?
with Furtick, man. I think that'd be fun. He has the
Truth will win.
Yes, man. This is so good. That is so good. Anyway, so here is an idea of someone that definitely has some resource to, at the very least, hire a voice actor. Maybe they're editing this stuff. Maybe they're not. I really don't know. I've never seen them on camera a day in my life. I think I've heard their voice once. Totally different approach of what we preach here on Master YouTube Live, which is get your butt on camera, lean into the live stream, right? This is way more calculated, way more deliberate. There's a written format, very calculated with the words, and there's pacing with the editing, the B-roll, the sound effects. They do a really good job. Zach, what do you have, on this like voice-only type of channels? What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's really powerful for someone that understands storytelling and they understand conflict and tension within storytelling. I think the downside is if you're not a great writer, if you're not a great storyteller, then writing a script and spending a week writing a script probably isn't the best move for you. That's just my gut reaction. And to your point about the live streaming, just like sitting down and going, is that if you're not a great storyteller, you can develop that skill, but at least you're getting it done. This is less times at bat with the videos. So let's say you're getting one a week if you're working a full-time job and maybe you're not doing YouTube full-time right away. And then the overhead costs, like if you got kind of a nasally voice, if you maybe aren't great at editing and you got to hire that stuff out, that's going to be a little bit more, it's going to cost a little bit more up front, but you're not investing in live streaming equipment. You're not investing in any of that other stuff. So you just got to be able to make videos that are going to do well quicker.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so let's just what do you think? $500 a video to get an editor that good, and to get a voiceover actor you could find on Fiverr for probably $100 to read a 10-minute script. Yeah, is that fair? $100. You think it's $400 to edit each video?
Yeah, and his strong suit might be editing, and maybe that's why he goes a little bit harder on the edits. But yeah, I would say probably $400.
Yeah. So let's just say $500 a video. Hey, if you got 12 grand, was that come out to? Let's just say 2 videos a week. Excuse me, 2 videos a month. It's $1,000 a month. So $12,000 a year, right? And man, the amount of equipment we buy, we probably spend more than that a year on equipment and software and subscriptions, right? So again, multiple ways to do it. Multiple ways. It doesn't have to be done one way. I prefer this way because I think to Zach's point, it gives you more shots at bat going live. But if you're a great writer, if you understand tension, or if you're a writer and an editor, and maybe you have a decent voice, or maybe you outsource the voice, I think you can lean into this type of format, and it can get you a bigger ROI if you aren't comfortable being on camera. I don't recommend it because I think you should just put your face out there. But I think this is a great business model.
Well, and another interesting example actually would be Young Don's animation channel. So he did strictly animation. He's a fantastic animator, illustrator, and then he also was a great storyteller, had a funny voice, or he knew how to get into character, and he did an animation channel that's 3 million subscribers. And now he does live streaming on a second channel. So he actually used that skill of storytelling and telling funny stories and being very interesting with really just his voice and his drawing ability. And obviously animation's a whole nother world than just this, but it's the same storytelling sort of thing. And then he got on to the live streaming because he also knew that, hey, the animation's cool, but it still takes me crazy 3 months to make one video. But with this type of editing, you're doing one video per week.
Yeah, and a middle ground between this format and what I do is What Do You Memes channel. John McCrae has a channel where he is writing his video word for word, and he does a couple a week. I think he does 2 a week, something like that, right? And so he's able to write his scripts, edit the video himself. He writes it, he edits it. He's not going off the cuff. He's not just it's not a live streaming format like my channel or Young Don's is, but it allows him to just create, 2 to 3 videos. So it's a little bit higher output than this. There's still some editing, but it is word for word. So there's, again, multiple ways to do this. You don't have to do it just one way. And I wanted to highlight that for you guys, just to give you guys some different ideas of how you can make YouTube content today without it you could only do a YouTube live. I think you should do YouTube Live. That's my recommendation and prescription. If you're an expert in something, if you are a halfway decent communicator, if you're halfway decent looking, you can lean into this live format. And I think it's the best and the most rewarding in terms of the algorithm as well. With frequency publishing and the live streaming being pushed up, I recommend it.
Oh, if you're not a fan of being on camera, then this voice only channel thing is
And by the way, guys, if you want to figure out what your channel should be about, whether you go, hey, voice only, whether you hire an actor, whether you do editing, whatever, check out our free training over in the link in the description to discover your YouTube niche. That is available for free. I think you'll find a lot of value from that. I will see you guys over there, all right? Make sure you like and subscribe as we are about to crack 2,000 subscribers on this channel. All right. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.